Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to my friends on the East Coast. Happy Friday or happy Tuesday. We've got some trades to make, some adjustments to make in our portfolio. We obviously have some stuff that's not as great, and we've got some winners. Our trade in Sanofi is doing well. But some of our other names, not awesome. And, we're going to kind of look at those, but some of our names do look pretty good. So I'm looking forward to kind of walking through this and navigating this market because, the nice thing going for us is we've got a pretty wide-ranging portfolio and we're not taking it on the chin today. One of the nice things about not being so heavy in Mag 7 is it's not as terrible as it might seem for us. Now, there's a lot of noise out there today and markets are clearly down, but we've got some decisions to make here. So let's dig into this portfolio. And so today we're going to start no trade to start today. We're going to look at our portfolio. Then I'm going to go back to the watch list and we'll make some decisions from there. So obviously JP Morgan, we took a shot here. I told you this was a high risk, high reward. Don't go crazy. And this thing exploded on Friday and then seems to be kind of giving it away, is rallying back. So I want to wait to see where these go by the end of the day. Global Foundries, kind of a different story. It's up huge today after being down on the open. And our April 45 calls are $3.70. There is more trading in these today. 2,200 of them have gone up. And primarily, you've got traders trading the 40-45 call spread. You've got some of the 50s. So the volume here has been primarily buys. You can see the implied volatility is up. I think this one's going to keep going. Now, if you want to take your money here, be my guest. But it does feel like this. I mean, you go out on a 2-year chart. This thing has some more upside here. I think up to 40, 47, $48 before it starts hitting some resistance. 40, we'll say 47. The high, 46.80. We're going to say it's kind of my target here, and it does look strong. I don't see a great reason to get out of it. Similar to FCX. Now these are shorter dated calls, but they tried to sell this thing off and it continues to rally. It looks like it bottomed on Friday and is looking for an excuse to run up. So I continue to think that there's some upside here. We're going to carry this through to the end of the week. Netflix, pretty similar story. They report today at some point. Allegedly, that's not confirmed. So when is Netflix reporting? They're after the close today. Our calls that we're holding are sitting at about $3.40. I'd like to see this thing get a little bit of a rally, but I may just cut bait on these as I don't really want to carry a $3 option into Netflix earnings. So we may expect a close there is more my point. TSLL runs, this thing runs out at the end of the day. Our calls are worth very little. They're worth approximately a nickel. You can close these, but we've seen this thing make really nasty moves on the upside. I think we may end up salvaging this. Sanofi, I think we want to take some money. We own the March 47 puts. They're about $2.75 to 80. Good for about a 50% win. Now, obviously, I'd like to see more. And, on the lows, this was 45.24. So they were probably worth a decent amount more. But you look on the 1 year, this thing may keep going. I think it's got room down to maybe another $1 lower. And then we'll have some decisions. But I think our prudent move on a day like today is when on a position we've been in for over a month, is probably just to take the money. Now, what I would say is it's worth hanging on to one as a flyer. Maybe worth taking a flyer on one. But I think the prudent move is to take those dollars off the table. Did I see Tesla is now only 8% of their TSLL holdings? They're probably mostly options. That's how they get the leverage, RC. I mean, what else are they going to own in there besides Tesla and some and Tesla derivatives? All right. So there's our portfolio to start. Let's take a look at my watch list. I painted, this is Donald Trump as Loki, which I thought was kind of a funny analogy. Makes some sense to me. What do you mean I'm causing chaos? I would never do that, was my little quote there. And I walk you through the markets and what we're seeing. We talk about this JPM trade. It was a good close on Copart. Glad we did that. If I saw that bullish flow coming back, I might want to get back involved. It does look like it. I mean, it does look like it's in, it made that clean break on Thursday and Friday. And, now let's see if it holds this. There may be an opportunity for this thing to go up higher. So I'm not done watching this. And I'm still watching OCUL. Been kind of stuck in a pattern since it exploded. I'd love to see some order flow in this one. So you have some Feb 15 calls going up. I just don't know enough about the company. But if I saw like a massive call buy in there, I'd be back into it for sure. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Bears. I'm not, a little too soon there. That stunk. Novo Nordisk. This is one. Thank you. I appreciate that, G-Man. And Feb 50 puts, buyer for 57 cents. Fridays, Jan 23s. We got a buyer of a couple thousand of these going up. And, some way out of the money stuff. Why? Earnings are February 4th. How bad have their earnings move been? I mean, they've definitely had some bad ones. My goodness. 70 down to 51. Nice rally back. Yeah, Robin. Unfortunately, your quarterback is done for the season. That stinks. Yeah, that stunk. Just a bad weekend for good young quarterbacks. And so the Super Bowl is going to be the Patriots versus the Seahawks. And then the Seahawks are going to absolutely throttle the Patriots. So my friends in Seattle, I think this is your year. They're going to bring out, who's the running back? That was just a beast mode. They'll bring him back. Yeah, the Skittles man, correct. And I think you guys are gonna have Marshawn Lynch. Thank you, Marshawn Lynch. And I think you guys are gonna have yourselves a nice win. Listen, I'm not saying the Pats are a bad team. I just looking at the eye test, that Seattle team is a monster, and the game is on the West Coast, so they're going to be it'll be their time zone, their weather, and that team is just really good. Maybe. All right. So Novo, nothing yet here. And then the other name I'm watching is Devon Energy. This should have found a nice floor. Nat Gas is on a tear after getting absolutely throttled for a week straight. I'd love to see you have earnings are not for a while. There is some pretty decent sized buying of the January 30th, 41 calls. Let's take a look at this. So these are 2 weeks from now. And 6,000 of these have traded. The 41 calls have traded. I'm wondering if it's opening or closing. My guess, I mean, you had a lot on the 16th. So let's see what they did on the 16th. And April 40 calls were going up in bulk. And I don't know what it looks like they were selling those calls. All right. The April 40 calls trading $1.35. Got to have something better than that for this thing. Earnings are the 17th. The Feb 27 39 calls. So these are $2 out of the money. Costs $1. Yeah, HYMC. That's what we were talking about. Jeff brought this one up in the show we just did. Hycroft Mining Holding Corp. I don't know anything about them, but it's been quite the tear. What do these guys do? Gold and silver exploration and development company in Nevada. We saw EQX trading on Friday. That seems to have had a nice, it's been in a range and it might be breaking out here. There may be a real opportunity there. VG is Venture Global Inc. Volcanic Gold Mines. Okay. It's a Canadian-based company engaged in acquisition exploration of mineral properties. Okay. It's a $21 billion company. And yeah, you got the 10 calls on this guy trading for 40 cents. A couple thousand of them. Why is SanDisk up 8% today? Feb 6, 7.5 calls. Feb 10s, huge open interest. You have buying today. I mean, lots of Feb 10s. They're down 90 now. Feb 15s and EQX continue to trade. And Feb 17s also continue to trade. Doesn't have weeklies. Pretty interesting. Let's see what's going on in the general market. Biggest trade today is a GLD spread. They are rolling up a call spread. We have a relatively sizable CMG put sale of 30,000. The Microsoft 435, 460 call spread is being bought 15,000 times. That is a big order for Microsoft with a lot of premium in it. Oh, you know what? It's a roll. They're selling the Feb 460s to buy the March 435s. I apologize. That's a close and roll. They're moving their delta to be more in the money. Let's see. Get some EQT puts. J&J March 20 calls being sold. 220 calls. Looking to see if there's anything that like really jumps at me. And Intel Feb 60s sold. We got a lot of ServiceNow puts going up. I'll have to take a look at that. Bitcoin. There is not a lot of like large block order flow going up in individual names. I'm a little surprised by that. Amazon, you do have some activity. You got the March 300s being sold. The June 230-270 call spread. We have a buyer. You have a buyer, the March 245-265 call spread. And the May 280 is going up. Amazon's kind of interesting. Apple. Nada. Broadcom. Nothing doing there. Google down $4. We have a seller of the Feb 275 put. Feb 27 275 put. 3,000 sold at 216. I like that. I'll look at VG. Don't worry. Don't worry. Meta. Nothing. We already looked at Microsoft. Nvidia down $6. And I don't see anyone really putting a big leg out. You have a buyer of the Jan 2027 180-250 call spread, but that's it. And then Tesla, you know, this would be where you'd expect to see some bottom feeding here. You have and there's nothing there. I'll look at VG again. Was that Friday? Because it's not showing here today. Yeah, RCAT's been a beast. Okay, so time and sales from Friday. They sold the, I mean, this is stupid. This whole trade is silly. You bought the Feb 13s for 5.5 puts for a dime, sold the 6.5s at a dime, bought the 30s. They paid 9 cents for a package. They didn't even need the puts. I mean, this makes 0 sense. Was it tied to stock? No. We'll take another look at VG tomorrow. All right, we're going to take another look at VG tomorrow. I know. I don't think now is the time to be jumping into new trades. I like Devon Energy. I may put something out at the end of the day. And I do like Amazon. I may put something out on that tomorrow. But I think today we just sit on our hands and say, look at us making money on Sanofi and looking pretty good on Global Foundries. And again, be on the lookout for Foundries just keeps going. Be on the lookout for a Netflix adjustment today. Probably need to dump it. All right, everybody. Leisha is going to be starting with me later in the week. And I look forward to seeing you all back tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.